younger drivers is a passion of mine, and is getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
Welcome back to NOLA Motorsports Park. Ralph Sheen and Ben Sissel with you as we get ready for our first SVRA race of the day, the Sportscar Vintage Racing Association of America. And Ben, we've got a wide variety of cars on the track here.
Yeah, we do. Unfortunately, I don't have any sheets or grid sheets or the timing and scoring, but we've got Formula V, Formula 5000, Formula Ford, Club Ford, but a lot of my friends here from the SVRA organization in their Formula Vs. One of my favorite groups in vintage racing are these Formula Vs. That little go-kart there that you see in the back is a Formula 5000, as is that car starting in second behind the Ginetta as they come through the Mission Food section of the track. See the little eagle's beak there on that Formula 5000? I love that.
Reminiscent of a Gurney Eagle.
Yeah. And we have the gas man up there in first
Steve
position.
Yarborough.
And for some reason, Race Monitor isn't working. I'm going to step away, Ralph, real quick and see if I can get us a grid sheet.
All right. Ginetta pace car out front. Pulling off, getting ready to go racing here. Yarborough in the red machine coming onto the front straightaway. Picking up some speed and looking for the green. All right, we are underway. First event of the weekend for SVRA, Sportscar Vintage Racing Association. Next wave of cars back behind this group here as Yarborough jumps into the early lead. Here we go, you see the 72 and the 84. 72 is Jason Pumer, and the 84, not listed on our sheet, the 69 car holding down second place right now. Steve Jondal in a Red Devil F500.
Well, here come the Formula Vs into the Cube 3 Turn 1. We see something flashing there on Flagtronics, but I want to give a shout out to my friend Elliot Barron, who's out there in the race in a brand new car. We're going to have a little, he doesn't know this yet, but a little surprise birthday for him outside of the race. The number 9, I don't have scoring information, but I know that that's Simon Hughes.
Hughes is currently sixth overall.
There in the number 9. And yeah, we're gonna call this like it's two different races with a split start. Not sure why that 722 is back there, but there's a Formula V race inside of our open wheel race here. The Formula V's, of course, based on Volkswagen Beetle running gear, engine, front suspension, and then lots of different manufacturers in the 60s and 70s. You could build one from your garage for inexpensive, but we've got the 87X there of Camry and that beautiful Formula Ford.
Kimry has moved up to second. John Dole was actually slipped back right behind him in the white car there.
That's going to be an interesting battle because they're going to put together laps in totally different ways, but we've got a three-way battle for the lead here going into the Mission Foods turn.
And that's going to be Barron, and Hughes, right?
Yep. Hunter Barron, Elliott Barron, and Hughes out front.
Hughes in the 9, Barron in the 58 here on the inside looking.
That should be E.O. Barron in the red car. His father, Elliott, is turning a certain age that we're celebrating. I don't know if he wants me to say it publicly.
There's
but
Steve Yarborough right there.
The gas man that was with us last weekend.
Yeah, of course, 76. That's the nickname for the gas man. He's a service station owner, has a couple of gas stations, and of course he uses Union 76 fuel.
So watch what happens here, Ralph. The Formula Vs, they're very equally yoked. Lots of drafting. You probably want to come into turn 16 in second or third for the drag race down into the finish. These three drivers race against each other all the time. Two of them are brothers, so they know each other very well. The two brothers prepare the number 9 car for Simon, so they don't want to hit each other, but they're going to race each other very closely.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of respect for your fellow competitor in one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is some of the closest racing we're going to see all season long in SVRA and Vintage Racing. I do believe they're going to join us out west at Sonoma and Laguna, but there is a new leader. The 5'8" of Hunter Barron, followed by Simon Hughes, followed by E.O. Barron. And there's our leader, Kimry, according to scoring.
We didn't see the pass for the lead, but I thought for sure Yarborough was out front, but no, it's not. It's Kimbrey, John Dole, and Yarborough there has slipped way back to third.
And I said Formula 5000. That's a Formula 500.
Right.
CC, yeah. Formula 5000 is a totally different animal,
Totally
and they would
different
never be on track at the same time.
No. These are definitely been momentum race cars.
Yeah, yeah, and some of the best drivers came out of Formula V for that reason, because it's all about getting in and out of the corners really well, keeping that momentum, and not letting anything, you know, no scrubbing of the tires, because every little bit counts, and the cars are so equal, especially up there in the front three, that you can't do any little move of the wheel is going to maybe cost you a little bit. Then you get out of the draft, and if you get out of the draft, you might be lost out there.
That's Phillips in the 10.
Amelia Phillips.
Amelia Phillips, yep.
That's a beautiful car. I went and looked at that car up close yesterday, and that may be the most well-prepared looking car in this field. Looks like a Formula V show car. Amelia and Madeline, two sisters, are out there running 16th and 17th overall. So this is the battle for the overall lead, and the three cars are staying pretty close.
Yeah, Kimry still out front. 87. Yarborough has caught back up, gotten around Jondal, and is up to second.
Yarborough's here in two different cars, and he was telling us in his Devon with a 327 Corvette he had to go to a race shop, but he's making a pass, Ralph.
Challenge for the lead, Yarborough. Up the long front straightaway right in front of us, takes over the lead. Jondal goes with him. They both go by Kimry.
Looks like Kimry might have missed a shift or something for him to fall that far back.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's got it back under him, so maybe we'll catch back up.
I think Yarborough's car looks great with that candy apple red look to it.
But I like that eagle. That's pretty neat. Have you heard the cars in the paddock, those Formula 500s?
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty loud. So John Doe's trying to get around a little bit thicker tires, but not quite the radius. You can see the back of the car says 800 pounds. It's not much bigger than just a shifter cart.
No.
As they come around the Hankook turn, looks like John Doe's trying to make a move.
Yeah. Pretty good fight here as well. That's that same one with the two Hughes cars.
It's the two Barons and the Hughes.
Two Barons and Hughes.
And this is going to be an all weekend long battle, if history tells us anything, as we get a shot of Munoz. This is a brand new car to him. Just started driving. You can see the
dealing
rookie
some handling issues.
But he's brand new to this. Went to a race, I believe it's Circuit of the Americas, and said, I want to do this. Not sure what Simon's doing there. He doesn't need to cool off his tires.
No, maybe he's just kicking up the spray to make things more difficult for the car behind him.
Little James Bond smoke screen from the Englishman.
Well, it didn't work. He lost the position. There's Munoz again. Running about 12th in class, 15th overall.
But we love having new drivers join us. You know, I know that Amelia and Madeline are somewhat new as Amelia gets around Madeline. There's Hunter Barron with his brother Eo right behind. Now, hopefully Hunter and Eo give us these in-car camera images as Simon almost hits him from the rear. Now, this is the really important part, because it's so important to set yourself up for these long straightaways in Formula V.
Yarborough working through traffic.
I don't see Kimry back there, Ralph. May have lost Kimry, or he may have lost the lead here. There he comes.
Yeah, there he is. He's definitely lost touch with the top two.
This is the battle to watch. We've got Hunter Barron, followed by Eo Barron, followed by Simon Hughes in the Formula V's.
Showing just over 7 minutes left this opening round.
New leader in Formula V.
The 141, was it? Oh, the 114 Barron. There's the 401 in Millvid, pit road.
Coming into the pits, I believe the oldest Formula V in the field, just judging by the body. So now Eo with Simon. Hunter falling back to third. You can see there's still that standing water out there.
Yeah, there's a few spots around the track where I don't think it's going to get dry for a couple of days. Especially if we get more rain this afternoon or tomorrow.
And you can tell by that camera angle, it is windy out there, ladies and gentlemen. There's Amelia Phillips. I believe her sister right behind her, but got a battle here, Ralph.
Yep, Yarborough and Jondal down to 1. And then Barron and Hughes. Actually, it's Barron, Hughes, and Barron now, isn't it?
Yeah, Hughes is in a Barron sandwich right now. You see that right rear of Eo just shaking a little bit over the bumps, just fighting for grip.
Looking at the 18 now. That's Phillips, Amelia's sister.
Running the X. So I believe I had it wrong. I think this is the new driver in the Phillips family. I believe it's Madeline or Madeline. But look at this. This battle for overall lead is still crazy. So you've got a Formula Ford versus a Formula 500. But that Formula 500 only weighs 800 pounds. Getting some mission flags. Some of our great marketing partners and sponsors. EO back out front, but Hunter taking it and showing how windy it is with the flags. So who you got, Ralph? This is going to be a crazy battle here for Formula V.
Yeah, boy. Too evenly matched right now to be able to pick one. 4.5 minutes almost left in this one, so they're coming down to it. Maybe 2 laps to go, Ben.
This is very strategic racing in Formula V because you have to make your passes strategically, because if you do something and risk something and get out of the draft, you may never catch back up to the draft, and that might take you out of the race. Kimry, 3rd place overall in the Formula Ford. Romney in the 84. Oh, here come the leaders in Formula V up on lap traffic.
Yeah, that could shake things up. Phillips will be one of those. And there they all go by. Hughes getting through there as well.
Good driving there by the Phillips sisters. They were in their mirrors. They knew that faster cars were coming, and that's all we ask for from vintage drivers, just heads-up driving. Even though they're in a battle of their own, to have that awareness. So nice job from the Phillips sisters. You see New Orleans in the background in the Superdome.
Oh, yeah.
New leader.
And new leader here as well. Jondal has gotten around Yarborough. I didn't think that was going to happen. And here we have Hughes in front of the Barons. Wasn't sure that was going to happen either.
Simon is a very good Formula V driver.
Challenge for position. You saw Baron looking at Hughes. And Yarborough is back. Oh, this is a replay. So this is how Jondal. Oh, Yarborough got way wide, got out in the water.
Good save by Yarborough. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't want to be passed there, but he could have ended up in the kitty litter and stopped the race completely. So he still has a chance out there. So really good save there from the gas man.
Yeah.
So Hunter Barron out front in the Formula V. Simon right behind him. The white flag is out. So actually Simon or EO might be, if they were coming to the checkered in this lap, I would say they have the advantage, because it's going to be a drag race to the line for the Formula Vs.
Jondal has stretched it out over Yarborough as they head to turn 1 while we continue to watch this battle here. These guys have a lap and a half to go still.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I hope we can stay with them through the front straight to see who takes the draft at the start-finish line, because that will probably tell us what position they want to be on this last lap.
Here's Jondal. Quick look there.
Back to Hughes, to Hunter Barron, to EO Barron, taking totally different lines through that Mission Food section. And I would think that Hunter has the advantage in the 58, but let's see who crosses the line here. Simon's opened up a little bit of a gap, hasn't he?
Sure has. Coming to the white flag for them. Meanwhile, Yarborough and Jondal have got to be getting close to the checkers.
I think the Barons are trying to set up Hughes here. The Barron brothers may be working together with that brother telepathy. So Hughes still out front, that beautiful number 9.
Our overall race leaders are headed to the S's, and it looks like Yarborough's closing in on him too. There they are right there. Jondal just out in front by about a car length and a half. Boy, that thing bounces through there, doesn't it?
Big bump. What do you think's going to happen, Ralph? Does Yarborough have it?
I think Yarborough's got the quicker car. Does he get the opportunity here? With this is the final 2 corners. He's too far back at this point, I think.
Yeah, he was trying to set him up for a late apex, but I don't think he's going to have the grunt.
Yeah, it looks like Steve Jondal's going to end up taking the win here. First one to the line he is.
Ooh, that was close.
A good finish.
2/10, but let's go back to that Formula V race because that's going to be crazy.
That should be working its way over towards the S's now.
Great job by John Dole. Here we go.
There they are.
Call it, Ralph.
Hughes in the 9, Barron in the 58. Oh, they're going to squeeze out Hughes, it looks like here.
Yeah, but he might be.
No, he's fighting to stay there, isn't he?
He looks like he's got a little bit more grunt, so he might be able to drag race him to the finish if he can just stay right behind Hunter.
Hunter Barron in the 58. E.O. Barron in the 114 back behind him in the red car. Final corner, here we go. Does Hughes have anything? He's trying to close. They drift out wide, but it's going to be Hunter Barron at the line. He's got it by just a tick. Yeah, I think he got him, and according to timing and scoring, they agree. So it's John Dole, Yarborough, Kimry in their group, and it's Barron, Hughes, and Barron in the second wave.
By 0.05 of a second.
That was a great finish.
Well, the Formula Vs never disappoint. Always put on a great show. We've got a little celebration at Winner's Circle for Elliott Barron in his new car. There's Elliott waving to the cameras in the number 14. So happy birthday to Elliott. Looks like his valve covers got a little oil dripping on the exhaust, which is pretty normal for these engines. That's a new car to him, so he's still shaking it down, but you can see by his hand waving to the corner workers that he's having a great time out there. So is John Dole. I like that eagle, John Dole. Nice job on that.
Maybe you need to put an eagle in the front of your truck.
Maybe. So
would an eagle fit the front of your truck, or is that more of a vulture?
Yeah, I think a vulture would be good. Yeah, or a dodo bird.
A dodo bird? That actually makes more sense.
So Steve John Dole, Steve Yarborough, Justin Kimry in the Formula Fords Formula 500. Then Hunter Barron, Simon Hughes, Elliott O'Barron, 1, 2, 3 in Formula Vs. But a great race.
We'll see them again tomorrow. But we got more SVRA action coming your way here in just a moment. Change up the look of the cars, aren't we? Well, stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, take care of some business, but we got more great SVRA racing action from NOLA Motorsports coming your way.
up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Architecture is about it. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and is getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
Ben Sissel with you, Sportscar Vintage Racing Association action here today. Ben, ready for our next event? We're going to have 4 cars in this one.
Yeah, but the 4 cars that are out there, this is going to be an interesting one. We've got Jacek Muka in that Cadillac DPI looking car. Then Dana Johnston is in a Formula, the old version of the Formula 4, which is now the Formula Junior Championship. Paul Reed is in a Revolution, and then Jack Luggis is in what looks like a Formula Mazda. So I am going to challenge my friend Jacek Muka to see if he can lap Dana Johnston and Jack Luggis in this race. Paul Reed should be able to stay somewhat in the same lap with Jacek Muka, but it is going to take a while for Jacek to warm up those tires in that Cadillac, that 07. What do you think? Think he can do it?
I was just thinking back, Jacek raced with us at Sebring, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did not run Road Atlanta.
I didn't see him at Road Atlanta, but he does seem to like NOLA. He was with us here again last year, and he races a couple different cars with us, but this is somewhat new to him. I've only seen him maybe the last 2 seasons in this Cadillac.
Well, what I take out of that is that Jacek likes flat. If Sebring and NOLA are your 2 favorite tracks and not Road Atlanta, you're obviously not a fan of elevation, right?
Yeah, he's been with us at Roebling Road, which is somewhat flat, but he also has done like VIR. He's done
Yeah.
Indy, which is totally flat. But he's done Road Atlanta in his Indy Lights looking car.
Maybe he just feels like this particular car for him is better on the flatter tracks.
But he is still recovering. This is a funny story, Ralph. He's a big pinball enthusiast and has a big collection of pinball machines. And a couple years ago, he had a wrist splint on. And I asked him what's happening is a pinball injury. So he's getting over a pinball injury, which you know you're living well if you have a pinball injury. But here they come around 16 to take the green flag. And you know that Dana is just up there like, what in the world is this monster next to me?
So he's like Tommy, the pinball wizard.
But he's not deaf and blind.
No. But that is a great song.
Yes.
Great album. And we are green. And Jacek is gone.
Yeah, but look for Paul Reed in that Revolution to try to stay with Jacek, because our prototype Sprint Series cars like that Revolution can usually stay with these prototype cars.
Yeah, they can run pretty good.
But once those tires heat up, that's basically a reverse airplane.
Yes.
It's just made to keep that thing planted on the ground.
Do you have a favorite pinball machine, by the way? Did you play a lot of pinball as a kid?
We have, Dana's off. I do. I have a pinball machine. I have it's called a Big Deal from the 70s that we bought when I was in 7th grade. So I do love pinball machines. But the Adams family is my favorite.
Adams family, okay.
So Johnston around, but didn't lose a position. So I'm wondering if something's happened to the Revolution.
Yeah, it's slowing.
Paul Reed. Now I know that Paul Reed Smith races with us, but I don't think that's the same Paul Reed Smith that makes the beautiful guitars. And there's the 17 of Jack Lugas, or Lugas. How would you say that?
I would guess Lugas.
All right, let's go with Lugas.
But what do I know?
Well, let's see what we've got, Jacek. I'm calling you out. My friend Jacek, see if he can lap him.
And since you asked, I would say Kiss pinball machine.
Yeah. The electromechanical or the new Kiss one?
As long as it got makeup on, I'm in.
Yeah. No, that's even just the artwork in that pinball machine is amazing.
Yeah.
You can see New Orleans in the background, but Jacek Muka.
Boy, he took it wide coming out of the front stretch. He used up all the track.
Not sure if the tires have completely warmed up for him.
I can tell you the engine has. Boy, that thing is sounding great going by us here.
And it's so weird, you know, we just came out of the Formula V race where it seemed to take 10 seconds to go down the straightaway. It took him about 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Reed's going to be coming in here.
Yeah.
But we have an open wheel battle in our Group 9.
That's a good looking race car right there.
It is, yeah.
Very simple livery, but just works, right?
Yeah. Yeah, here's about a 20, 30 year difference in race cars that are kind of the same idea. So Johnston around Lugas. And there's our leader, Jacek Muka, who I believe is the person that helped invent or invented the machine that you put a pallet on a turntable and it shrink wraps it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jacek Muka.
Really?
Yeah. We always have the most interesting people in our paddocks.
Yeah. I love finding out what people do or have done because there's so many interesting things just like that.
Yeah.
That you go, wow, okay.
And
who knew?
Overseas shipping, that's used all the time.
Jacek looks slow through there.
Yeah.
Slower than he needs to be or is capable of being.
Trying to catch up. You can see the wind has really picked up. A lot of our brake markers have blown down. As Johnston comes in with momentum. Momentum is with Anthony Autiello in FR and Max Mo Karam in the Formula Junior Championship.
I can tell you, Jacek found whatever was missing. He found it again on the front straightaway. Boy, that thing goes whistling by here, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I believe, is that the Mustang sampling Cadillac that he's driving right now?
I see he slows down again through there.
He may be having electrical issues.
Could be. Could be. It looks very similar to, obviously the livery is not the same.
But I think that was the Mustang
that
sample.
might be that car.
But you can see from the flags that the wind has really picked up. We've got there's been threat of a storm almost all day, but Paul Reed back on track.
I love the look of those cars right there, those Revolutions. They are really cool looking.
They look like they're 20 years in the future.
Yes.
So Jacek Muka, let's see if he can do it. Looks like he's got about 11 minutes remaining to lap one of these cars. Paul Reed doesn't count. He came into the pits. Maybe that's why he's slowed down. He's hearing the broadcast in his helmet, and he's like, well, I got Paul Reed. But yeah, let's see what he's going to do here. Man, the engine note of that car.
Spectacular. Do you have a favorite engine note? Would you be a V12 guy? The roar of a V8?
There's a Formula One car that will come out to our event at Road America, two of them, a Jordan and a Benetton from that V10 era.
Yeah,
and
V10's
that is the best
incredible
note that I've heard. James French behind the wheel, it is like music. So I think that would be my favorite. But I also like a really good sounding Triumph TR6. That flat inline six like that, I like that. But yeah, he's hitting the brakes. See that, Jacek? I think he's just out there. Maybe it looks like, knowing Jacek, it looks like he's trying to shake that thing down, because he's usually flat out. But you're right, that is a really pretty Formula car.
Yeah, I just like it. And it's a really sharp colored blue. I was looking at it in the paddock yesterday, and just a neat looking race car.
So Johnston 22 seconds behind Muka. I don't think Muka's going to be able to do my side quest here.
No.
Yes, you were saying he went out wide that first time. He nailed that one. That was a good exit. See, he's trying to do something here.
He hasn't lost any speed on the front straightaway. I mean, he's just cranking it down through here.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to set a lap record, and when he doesn't like his entry into turn one, he kind of lays off of it a little bit.
Could be something like
it looked like he was setting himself up on that last turn 16 for something. Round turn 3. You can see those coolant pipes going down the side of the car on this number 17.
It's a Chevron B38, 1977.
Oh, it's Chevron. Okay. That is why I like the look of it. I've always really liked the look of Chevron cars.
Yeah, some manufacturers tend to just get it right and stay that way with whatever they do.
Well, you were talking about the Gurney Eagle, and that's my favorite looking Formula Ford. I just have always liked the Gurney Eagles. And I don't know if I've ever seen a Chevron that I haven't liked.
Well, Dan and his All-American Racers built a lot of beautiful race cars.
So 7 minutes remaining. Let's see what the lap gap is here, because it does look like Jacek has picked it up a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be.
154 though. So it looks like he's having trouble getting the car to rotate. Uh-oh. Here's a battle.
Yeah. Reed has caught Lugas and has gotten around him.
Yep. The Revolutions. We have a few radicals here with us. So with Prodigy, that represents our PSSA group.
Which is usually a fairly competitive group.
We had a lot of them with us last weekend at Road Atlanta. Big bump. I've heard you calling that in the formula races. Right where you don't want it at the entry of one.
Yes.
But NOLA is a fairly new track. I love coming here. It's a great track. David Pace and his whole team, they do a great job. Very welcoming. You've got to come and run this track because, yes, even though it is flat, it is very challenging. But being a fairly new track, you know, we see this also at Circuit of the Americas, that the ground settles and, you know, new bumps form, but they're doing a good job of trying to fix the bumps every off-season. I'm hearing white flag next time by on Jacek Muka. PSSA runs Hankook tires as he comes around the Hankook section of our track.
I think you put wagon wheels on Jacek's car and he'd still be fast today.
Yeah. See how he's just early on the brakes? I think he's sorting some things out in that car.
Well, no need to stress it out.
Have you done many events at NOLA?
I've done AMA Superbikes here.
I bet you that would be great to see here.
It is, with the whole contingent of AMA classes that come with that. You would have the different super sport categories, 600s and 750s, and all the stuff that would come with it.
I'd like to see a train of those going through the S's. I love the S's in the rhythm section here.
Superbikes anywhere. It's pretty fun, and it's actually beautiful to watch, like you say, when they get into that snake. I always loved doing that at WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca when we used to have MotoGP and World Superbike running there up at the corkscrews. Just spectacular.
White flag is out on Jacek Muka. Getting a good look of Lugas here in that Chevron. I wish he was down a little bit more in the car. I don't like how his helmet is almost equal to the roll bar. But that is a good looking car. What is the size of those rims on Jacek Muka's car? It's got to be 18s.
Yeah, I would think.
That car just looks fast.
Yeah. Everything about it. It's fun that we're getting to an era now with vintage racing too, where Jacek with the headlights on now, as he sees a slower car in front of him, making sure they know he's there. Some of these eras are qualifying for bigger vintage events and stuff, right? You're getting to see cars that are not as necessarily as old as a lot of the field, but still there's categories for them. Great for the fans to see them being exercised. Here comes Jacek Muka up onto the front straightaway. The Cadillac-powered DPI machine, checkered flag for Jacek Muka.
Yeah, I wonder when we're going to have to start making DRS zones at our tracks for vintage racing.
Yeah.
Looks like Reed is still out there, so he's going to be able to finish the race. As is Johnston took the checkered flag. Johnston able to keep kind of a good gap, same gap behind Muka, so he should be pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Well, now we get to head out west here in a few weeks, Ben. We're going to have Sonoma Raceway and WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca back-to-back. And we'll get an opportunity to bring out a bunch of new cars because we'll have a lot of our West Coast contingent playing with us.
Yeah, we've got the Western Championship in Trans Am. We've got the Hoosier Tire 2.5 Challenge with the B sedans. It is going to be a lot of fun. Next weekend, we are at the Eagles Canyon Speed Tour just outside of Dallas, Texas, and then we go to Sonoma and the Mission Foods Laguna Seca Speed Tour. That's going to be a fun run.
Get a couple of weeks back home. Looking forward to it. So here's a look at the upcoming schedule for our Formula season. Just wrapping up here in NOLA. We're on to Road America next. Can't wait for that. And greatest circuit in the world, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, coming up as well in June in Ohio, New Jersey, Mosport, VIR, and Barber. It's going to be a great season of racing. Make sure you stay with us throughout the year to watch it all. We're going to step away. We got more racing coming your way. Stay with us right here throughout the course of the day. I'm Ralph Sheen, Ben Sissel. Congratulations to Jacek Muka.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance, priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and is getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
My name is Titus Sherlock. I race in the FR America's Championship for Crosslink Motorsports. It's really, I think, one of the best series to come out and try to develop yourself and get wheel to wheel with guys that are very good as well. It's very competitive, so it's a great series to be a part of. The goal is definitely to win the championship this year. Had a rough year last year. I think we should have been definitely closer to the championship than we were, and the goal is definitely to win. There's going to be a lot of fast guys here as well, so it's going to be tough, but that's the goal. Yeah, the split between the teams ultimately doesn't change my job. I just come here to try to win races and do my best. So everyone I was friends with before, I'm still friends with. Now we can't say as much to each other like after sessions and stuff, but we're still friends. I guess you could see it as a good in a way. Now that there's kind of, instead of one big powerhouse, there's two teams, and there's actually this year there's more teams joining as well. So there's a lot of drivers spread between 4 or 5 different teams that are quite competitive. So I think it's a net positive for everybody. My goal is still to win. It doesn't really matter what happens before. Anything can happen on race day. So the goal is always to win, and then if that's not possible, do your best and try to score as many points as you can. I believe in myself, and even if there's a tough day or a tough weekend, I know I can bounce back and perform at what I know I'm able to do.
I'm Jet Bowling. I'm 20 years old, and I'm racing Formula Regional Americas with Kiwi Motorsport. Yeah, second year, obviously we're hunting for the championship. We wouldn't be here if we didn't think we could win it, so that's the goal. I think Titus Sherlock, he only finished a 1.5 points behind me last year, and he's here. And I know Bruno Ribeiro, he won some races, and Nico Ambiato won some races last year. So I think, yeah, I had the most points, but I think there's definitely some quick drivers here. So this season, I'm trying to be more aggressive. I've always struggled with that. I'm just kind of a nicer guy, I guess. Smile a lot, and it's hard to be mean on track, and you got to push people off here and there, get your elbows out. So I tell myself I'm going to be meaner, but yeah, obviously I want to be mean, but I want to win. But I'm not here to ruin any relationships at the same time. My dream has been endurance racing, whether it's IMSA or WEC, something like that. I love the hypercar racing. I love Le Mans. I love Daytona 24-hour. Those are such cool races to me. It'd be such a blessing to win those. But if I can get in an IndyCar, I'll be just as happy, So I think IndyCar, endurance racing is probably my goal right now. Scott's really good at, the race directing part. He almost acts as a coach just for all of us, just tells us what to expect, what not to expect. When I started first with F4 US, I was really, stressed out, but, his driver's briefings really helped me kind of calm down and, back myself that I know what I'm doing. All the people that go behind this, I know my parents, they're such a big impetus, my coaches, my mechanics, my engineers, I know they travel so far from, whether it's Spain or France or, even if it's down the road from here, they travel so far and they put so much hard work into it, they're working 10, 12-hour days, and I'm the one who gets to have fun driving a car. So, if I can put a smile on their face by doing good, then I'm going to try and do it as hard as I can.
And we are back here in NOLA Motorsports Park, getting ready for our second F4 race of the day and of the weekend. Each group in our Formula divisions will be running 3 rounds this weekend, but things are starting to build up in the pre-grid area, so let's head down trackside. Here's Ben Sissel.
Thank you very much, Ralph. I'm here with the Formula 4 United States Championship Race 2. We've got Cooper Shipman here, who had an unbelievable race in race number 1 here. But we can see their qualifying is based on their fastest laps from the last race. So Cooper Shipman on the podium in the last race, but wasn't the fastest lap. But you can see here, he had the fastest lap, and now he's on brand new hand-cooked tires with the Kiwi Motorsport Ganassi Racing number 1-4. Then we come back here to Alex Popoff. Alex Popoff actually was in the hospital Thursday, then drove here. He had a little bit of food poisoning, drove like I think 15 hours to get to NOLA to be able to race. But he wants me to mention the Majestic RV with Alex Popoff and the Dr. Michael Thompson. That's his sponsors, and we want to make the sponsors happy to keep these drivers in here, because I think Alex Popoff, the talent that we've seen, he's going to be running for a championship. Then we go to Kekai Hawaneo, unbelievable driver. I need to mention Anywhere Transport. You see this beautiful Anywhere Transport. I was talking to him about that here earlier on in the pits. He's with Crosslink Motorsports. But Kekai Hawaneo, I believe, came from 6th place to win the race in our last F4 U.S. Championship race. So quite a feat for him. Then we come over here to Mr. Campbell here, all the way from Canada, Caleb Campbell, but he wants us to talk about the Kids Help Phone. And talking about Caleb Campbell, we have our F4 champion, then our Formula Regional Americas Championship from last year, Patrick Woods-Toth, here helping out his Canadian friend. Patrick, what are you telling Caleb out there on the track in that first race?
Most importantly, we got to do all the laps. I mean, race 1 we had a good race, but we spun out at the end. But yeah, it's a long championship, so just trying to stay consistent.
Well, Patrick Woods-Toth knows what he's talking about. I believe one of only 3 to win F4, go right to FR and win that championship. So he definitely knows what he's talking about with his friend there, Caleb Campbell. Then we come back here, the number 54, beautiful car. You can see there's Connor Grant with a Scuderia Buell all the way from Ireland. So just a beautiful car. The Scuderia Buell really knows how to prepare some cars. Then Clemente Huerta. We were speaking to him earlier. He was saying that he actually likes racing in the rain, so he was pretty excited about what we're seeing, but they had a dry race earlier on today and a dry race today. You can hear these beautiful sounding V4s, the Ligier Storm V4 by Super HP. But watch for Clemente Huerta to move up through the field. Another Crosslink here. Dimitri Nolan. Crosslink, you need to watch them on social media, because I've seen video crews all over the place getting some great shots for Dimitri Nolan, for Kekai Arbogast, the 303rd Rescue Squadron with Dumbo there on the field. So 8 cars to make the start. Going through, it looks like Dimitri might be, I'm going to look, because everybody's on the sticker hand-cooks. Yeah, Dimitri's got the stickers. So everybody for race 2 is on the new sticker hand-cooked tires. So we might be breaking some lap records out there, breaking some records here at NOLA Motorsports Park. We're about to get going, Ralph, so I'm going to send it back up to you in the booth.
All right, Ben, thank you. Looks like another great field of cars ready to go. They put on a good show earlier. Our F4 U.S. Championship, round number 2, race number 2 here, I should say, round number 1. While they get ready to roll out, we'll go ahead and take care of some business so we don't miss any of the green flag racing action from here at NOLA.
is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
We turn 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HD2 system.
There's Boris said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zones, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back in it. Watch this. Oh, look out, Miller, look out.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Haggerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Haggerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance, priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
If you have to talk to the producer for some reason, talk back one. And Bruno Ribeiro joining me in the booth. Welcome, Bruno.
Hi, Ralph. Nice to meet you. I'm really happy to be here commentating in the F4 US Championship. Super proud to be here. And yeah, I'm really happy overall.
You had a busy morning, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 races. A bit tired, not gonna lie. A bit tired after doing a lot of laps. But yeah, had some problems on the first race. Secured a podium on the second one. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Okay. What do you expect to see with our F4 US Championship here as they get ready for their second race of the day?
I'm expecting my team mainly to be competitive. I'm cheering, of course. I'm trying to be not too much bias involved, but I'm cheering for Cooper. All the Kiwi crew is working so hard, and I hope they get a good result this weekend.
Yeah, your team, of course, Kiwi Motorsports. One of the bigger operations in the paddock, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a lot of cars, and we're working so hard this season to try to get good results. And yeah, every time they get a good result, I'm happy, they're happy, and yeah, I just want to see them doing well in every series, of course.
Track is completely dried out now. And we've still seen a few patches, especially along the grass, where there's been some water still sitting there, but not really on the racing line.
Yeah, especially in race 2 here at FR, the curbs were wet, but the asphalt was okay. So I still think the curbs are wet, so the drivers will need to be a bit careful this race, but I'm sure everyone's going to get along well.
So, Bruno, you can really see those flags whipping around out there. How is that impacting the handling of the cars?
A lot. That makes a total difference. Even in practice, we would compare telemetry, and we would see that the wind made a lot of difference, especially when there's a tailwind on the straight or a headwind. So yeah, that's really important. Also on how it affects the toe of the cars when you're behind someone. So yeah, that affects everything.
Well, the field is rolling out behind the Ginetta pace car, and we should be underway here shortly. Like everybody's away. Does the wind affect you in one area of the racetrack more than another?
Not necessarily. I mean, I would say yes, because sometimes there's a tailwind and there's a headwind. So usually when there's a headwind, the corners there are a bit easier, but of course you're slower on the straights. The tailwind pushes you, so of course you're gonna be a bit up on the delta on the main straight. So yeah, especially on lap time, on practice qualifying, that you see the times. Yeah, that makes a lot of difference.
Well, right now, the way those flags are blowing across the grandstand there, looks like the wind is blowing the majority of it across the racetrack. So, keep an eye on that.
Yeah, funny thing about crosswind is that sometimes the car pulls a bit to the right, to the left where you're going up the main straight. So yeah, that makes you a bit, how do you say it, cautious, wanting to pull the car a bit left. So yeah, that's funny.
Have you noticed anything else about the racetrack today that is maybe something you weren't expecting or something different?
I was hoping that the track would drive faster. I mean, even from race 1 we saw, at FR we saw a lot of different strategies with the rain. The sun came out, but the track dries up really slowly. And as you can see, we got some sun out. The track seems to be dry from when you're driving, but the curbs in between them, it's really wet, so the drivers got to watch out.
Here's a look at the grid lineup. Cooper Shipman on the pole, Alex Popoff alongside, then Keiki Hawanio and Caleb Campbell rounding out the top 4, and the rest of the field back to Ty Arbogast in 8th. So look at the very fast S's. What's the key to getting through the S's well?
I would say that the main thing about this track on the S's is there's a lot of bumps now. We've seen that as the years go by, the track gets a little bumpier. So through the S's, I would say it's just managing the curves, being patient. And yeah, that makes a lot of lap time being patient there.
Pace car is off. Field is on the front straightaway, waiting on that green flag. racing. Shipman quickly jumping out to the lead. Popoff trying to hang with him. And Kike coming alongside as well in the 29. There you see him swinging out to the outside. But it's Shipman leading into turn number 1. Popoff in second. Neo third. Grant, Campbell, Huerta, Nolan, and Arbogast. Here's Popoff making a challenge for the lead already early on in this one, and a battle for second as well. It looks like Grant trying to get inside of Neo. But now you see Shipman already starting to pull away a little bit.
No, Popoff passed him actually, and now he's in the lead.
Oh.
Managed to do a very committed pass on the outside there. Yeah, Cooper was just a bit too careful there, but yeah, at the end of the day, he's got to put his head down and focus. He's got the speed, and I think he'll move forward.
Yeah, Popoff out front. Shipman back here to third. Neo running up in second. 32. Arbogast getting inside. I believe that's Nolan in the 5. Popoff, who earlier in the week, as Ben pointed out at the beginning of the show, is dealing with food poisoning, which is never fun. Anybody who's ever had that knows how miserable that can be. And here he is leading the race, race number 2 of the weekend for our Formula 4 United States Championship. There's one of those puddles way off on the side of the racetrack he found.
Yeah, we can see the cars going there and the water just going up. And yeah, you don't want to get any close to them. They absolutely destroy your laps, and yeah, that leaves you a bit under pressure from the cars behind.
That was Shipman and Campbell battling over third. Huerta right behind that. Nolan, Arbogast, and Grant.
Popoff seemed to be pulling away really early here. He's got some pace. And yeah, it's nice to see him just putting his head down and doing some laps after that great pass around the outside.
We talked about being patient through those S's. Somebody was not. You can see all the grass on the inside.
Yeah,
up onto the racetrack. Oh, somebody else going right back through the same zone.
Sometimes you see some grass there at the exit of the S's. Some people go off there. It's really common. And any little mistake through the S's, it's really just hurts you really bad. Because if you have a moment there, you gotta completely lift. And when there's so much momentum going on in the S's, that really hurts you. Anything hurts you.
Great shot from our drone there as the field comes by. There's a good look at Campbell in the 68, currently holding down the 4th position. Popoff with a 143.8. Lap. Everybody, of course, running the hand-cooked tires, the official tire supplier of the F4 U.S. Championship. This is the Ligier JSF 422 chassis, which debuted in 2024 here. Everybody getting 2 sets of tires. Running the Ligier Storm V4 engine, producing 180 horsepower in a car that just weighs 1,195 pounds without the driver. Quite a powerful piece.
Yeah. It's really nice to see. This is a relatively new series, so I was really impressed on how the car is built. And yeah, it just looks really nice, and I'm really glad that we have a new series going on.
You see how quickly the wind is blowing all that grass out of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind going on at the moment. I think since the beginning of the week it's just been really windy, and that affects the car and how you drive. So the fast drivers really know how to deal with that, and that makes them gain a little bit more on the others who aren't paying attention to that as much.
That's Nolan and Arbogast coming up. Grant has exited the racetrack. There's the 17 of Huerta back in 5th, and here's Nolan and Arbogast. Oh, I think we know who got off into the grass.
Yeah, you could
Nolan
see the grass on the front wing there.
Meanwhile, Awenio rolling along here, showing in 2nd. His orange racer. Crosslink Motorsports entry. They've had a good day so far. Crosslink picking up a couple of wins earlier in the day. And here's Alex Popov. Grant accelerates back out onto the track. Of course, Popov's dad was a very successful racer in his own right. Strong IMSA competitor and numerous other championship series. Here's Grant back out on track. And here's Nolan and Arbogast still battling over 6th. Campbell here in 4th, black, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Popov's speed. He's just really pulling away at the moment. And yeah, the race seems to be under his belt right now. He just needs to keep his head down, make no mistakes. He's got a pretty good gap on him, and yeah, let's see how it goes from now.
4.8 seconds between him and Awenio on the last lap. Popov had a great run going in the first race of the day, but it slipped away from him as well. Trying to right that ship a little bit here now.
See, Cooper's trying to get by Kikai, and I think he's just a little bit stuck right now, trying to find some momentum, trying to find good exit speed to get by Kikai. And yeah, it's just really not helping him right now. But all the dirty air, all the high-speed corners in this track, it becomes a bit harder to overtake than tracks like Road America and tracks that are really long straights that help you overtake. So yeah, you can see he's a little bit stuck right now. He might got some better speed, but yeah, it's just really hard to pass with all that dirty air.
Yeah, Shipman is pushing pretty hard. So when you have to deal with that dirty air, what do you do?
When you have to deal with that dirty air, like normally we usually just pull a bit to the side, try to make a different line, try to make the over-under, you know, to get a better exit and try to compensate with that. But in some tracks, you gotta stay on the line, and yeah, you just lose a bit of momentum. Especially here in the S's is where you get that big aero wash, and it's really hard to make a move in 13 if you don't get the S's like perfect. So yeah, you can see that you really need to get a great speed through those S's to make a move there.
Watching Grant up onto the front straightaway. Should be seeing Popov come into view here shortly. There he is. In the final two corners. Neo and Shipman still fighting over second place here. So as we watch behind Popov, looks like Shipman staying right in line with him though, even though that's where that dirty air is, correct?
Yeah, on the straight you really have to maximize the toe though, so I think he might be trying some different lines behind him to try to compensate with that dirty air, but he's not gaining any momentum on him right now. Even though he's very quick, it's just really hard to get by him at this moment.
Closes up here.
He just needs to keep doing that, making him make mistakes, showing up on the mirrors. That's really distracting when you're the driver in front. When the driver behind just moves under braking, you know, shows up on your mirror left and right, that can be really distracting when you're trying to defend your position.
Oh, a little bit of a slip there by Neo. Shipman not able to be close enough to take advantage of it. Yeah, Shipman seems to have a lot of speed in these tighter, more technical sections of the racetrack.
Yeah, you could see that. He's just trying everything right now, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to keep his head down, try to find some spots, show it on the mirror left and right, try to make him make an error, and yeah, just keep digging.
Here he is looking inside. Cube 3 architecture, turn number 1. But Shipman was right there, but Neo carried all the speed around from the outside. Now Shipman looking inside here. That time it's going to work. That was a nice solid move.
Yeah, that was a great move. Just put alongside in turn 1, trying to make a move, and then try it again in turn 3, was more committed, and that really worked for him.
Now we'll see if he can pull away. He's opened up a couple of car lengths on him already. And that's Popov, pretty much by himself now.
Yeah, I mean, all the cars behind him were just fighting a little bit, so he just kept putting on fast laps, had amazing pace, and yeah, just managed to pull away as Cooper and Kikai were just fighting behind and towing off of each other, and yeah, Alex just managed to pull away.
Shipman doing the same for Neo. Closing in on 11 minutes remaining. Here's a pass for second place. Neo did a good job of defending the first attack. But then Shipman goes inside. There just wasn't anything you could do at that point.
Yeah, great move by Cooper. Just committed well, defended later, and yeah, gained a spot.
Gap just inside of 8 seconds between first and second place with 10.5 minutes to go. Popov solid through the S's on that lap. There's a lot of room coming off that last corner there to use all the way up onto those curving there.
Yeah, one thing on the last corner that's really important is track limits. So in qualifying and race, they really enforce it. So, in fact, if you go 4 tires there, especially in FR, they delete your lap time. So you gotta be really careful over there and really focus on getting on power early, and yeah, not abusing too much of the track.
We've talked with a few of the teams and drivers about the bumps around the circuit. How do you deal with them?
Yeah, especially in FR where the car is really powerful, sometimes it's really hard to deal with them. But yeah, it's a bumpier track. We need to make some setup adjustments with that. But yeah, it's a really fun track to drive.
Neo trying to stay within reach. Watching Grant working his way around. He's been on and off pit road. And here's our battle back here with Nolan and Arbogast. Still squabbling over 6th position. .9 seconds now, the gap between Popoff and Shipman. Seven and a half minutes remain as Popoff continues to lead. We watch him work his way through the back section of the racetrack. Winning these championships, Bruno, you then get the scholarship to move up. That's such a huge part of this, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, when you're driving, you're always thinking about that. You're always thinking about finishing the races all the time, you know, being consistent throughout the championship. That's what gets you the scholarship, and that's really important to drivers, you know, who are also struggling on budget-wise, and yeah, that really helps drivers, young, talented drivers, to move up in their careers.
And what is your goal?
Well, my goal as a racing driver is to go to IndyCar and IMSA. I'm sure a lot of these drivers are also with the same goal. And yeah, that's just the pinnacle of motorsport here in the USA.
This battle with Campbell in the 68, Berta in the 17. They're fighting over 4th. Campbell has that position for now. Campbell in the 68. The yellow wing. Oh, Campbell getting a little wide there. Opens the door for Huerta. And Campbell right back on the inside. But I thought Huerta was going to pull that off.
Yeah, I thought so as well. You seem to be fighting pretty hard right now.
Clement Huerta, knowing that the laps are winding down as we're inside of 5.5 minutes to go, pushing hard to try to make Campbell get into a mistake.
Yeah, you can see as the race goes on and the timer goes down, you can see drivers start getting more aggressive.
Boy, they're side by side there, weren't they?
Yeah.
And again, Campbell comes out in front. by far the best fight on the track right now. Here he comes inside again. Pulls up alongside. Then to the outside, back to the inside. But that is good, hard racing here in our F4 U.S. Championship as we're fighting over 4th position. Huerta in the black 17, Campbell in the blue and yellow 68. Across the line, it's Huerta by maybe the length of the front wing. By the time we get to turn 1, Clement Huerta is going to lay claim to the position. But look at Campbell trying to fight back on the outside. Do you give an edge to either one of these drivers in any particular spot on the racetrack, Bruno?
I mean, it's really hard to see right now, but of course I'm cheering for my fellow Kiwi there, the fellow Kiwi driver there, and he seems to have some more speed right now, and yeah, I hope he keeps that position.
Maybe Huerta in the black 17.
Yep.
Santiago, Chile. Campbell from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, in the LC Racing Academy entry. All right, we're inside of 3.5 minutes, so we might have maybe lap, maybe 2 to go. Campbell's got to try to mount an attack here quickly. I think our leaders are going to see the white flag next time by.
Yeah, you can see there Cooper fighting with Kikai really hurt Cooper. The gap now seems to be a bit static. It's not, Alex is not pulling away as much right now. So I think that all that fighting with Kikai really hurt him. He wasn't able to make a move as early in the race as he wanted. And yeah, that seemed to have hurt him a little bit.
Tawanio right there in the 29 in 3rd. Oh, Campbell back under the inside of Huerta here. Takes 4th place back away. Boy, both of these drivers not afraid to stick that nose in, are they?
Nope. As the laps wind down, they really need to get aggressive. And yeah, especially...
Oh, man. Oh, boy, that got Huerta all kinds of loose, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of standing water there at the exit. We saw in that far race earlier, like some drivers are going there and going really close to it and getting loose and almost ending the race there. So these drivers got to be really careful there.
Campbell pulls back to the inside. Defensive move there. Huerta closes up in the center of the corner. Here's a look at this as Campbell makes the pass back on Huerta here. Deep on the brakes. Going into, was that turn 3? Through 4 here. Strong move. Meanwhile, here we go with the 5 of Nolan. There's the white flag. 1 to go as we're inside of 1 minute.
Yeah, I can see Alex pulled away a little bit more there. And yeah, he just did everything he needed to do. Passed early on, just put his head down, focused, got a good lead, and yeah, just kept it there. And yeah, deserving win.
Here's Alex Popoff working his way around on the final lap. No, that's Grant actually. Tail end of the field. There's Popoff behind him. There he is. Boy, he put together a strong run here, didn't he? Popoff in the MLT Motorsports Century out of Weston, Florida, making his way up onto the front straightaway. Here he comes to the checkered flag. Alex Popoff celebrating as he claims the checkers here in race number 2 for the F4 US Championship at NOLA Motorsports Park. Shipman will take second, and Howell will finish in third, rounding out the podium. Here's that battle between Huerta and Campbell coming to the line for fourth. Who's going to hold on and take the position? Looks like Huerta is going to try to slide over and block and take the spot. Huerta just in front of Campbell. Then it should be Nolan and Arbogast coming up next. That's this group right here. That's Nolan in the orange and black number 5. Comfortably out in front of Arbogast in the black and green machine at this point. To the line. There they go. Nolan takes 6th, Arbogast will get 7th, and Grant will round out the field in 8th. Well, did you pick anything up out of that race to file away?
Yeah, I think, especially from Alex, that was a great job there, putting it on P1. Great move. Just put his head down, got in some very fast, very consistent laps, and yeah, just managed to pull away every lap as the guys behind were fighting, and yeah, just something to take away from that race.
Here's a look at your results. Confirmation of its Popoff, Shipman, and Howell on the podium here today. Gap was 9.7 seconds between Popoff and Shipman at the line. Alex just kept growing that, didn't he?
Yeah, just kept pulling away every lap. Put his head down, did some amazing laps. And yeah, Cooper as well was really quick, but it took him some time to overtake Kikai, and that was the key moment of the race that Alex just managed to pull away and yeah, win it.
Alex making his way over to the winner's circle. Here he comes. Podium area. There's Mo Murray coming on in. From Ligier. All right, and Ben is there. Take it away, Ben.
Well, thank you, Ralph. I'm down here with Alex Popoff in this beautiful, majestic RV, Dr. Michael Thompson Formula 4 car. He was very disappointed with his third place finish today, and you can always tell on their faces when they're disappointed. You kind of see that fire behind the eyes. I saw that fire, the mark of a true champion, and here we have Alex Popoff winning the second race in F4 this season. How does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, we've struggled all week. I've been sick as well, so to be in first place is just so good. Thank you to the team for, supporting me and giving me a good car to go and fight for the win.
And I know, explain to everybody, you were in the hospital Tuesday. You had to get here. You still don't feel 100%. How's it going?
Yeah, we had a really, really bad food poisoning. I mean, I had an IV in my arm on Tuesday at midnight, and we drove up Tuesday at Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. So it's been a long couple of days, and it's a really physical track, really bumpy, and it's a fast car, so we got to make do.
Can you say something to all of our Spanish-speaking fans?
Gracias por siempre apoyar, y vamos con la bandera venezolana arriba.
Well, Alex Popoff, nice job. I'm going to send it back up to you in the booth, Ralph.
say, Bruno?
I don't speak Spanish, actually. I speak Portuguese, but yeah, really solid drive by him. Really solid drive by Cooper, and yeah, really happy to see them on the podium.
All right. Well, we've got more racing coming your way. Bruno Ribeiro, thanks for coming by. Best of luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. It was really nice to come here, commentate for my first time, and yeah, really nice to be here.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, for Ben Sissel, I'm Ralph Shaheen, and for Bruno as well. Stay with us. We're coming back to NOLA for more racing after this.
There at the start, and then yeah, we just didn't really have the pace to win today, so got the next best thing, came home P2, and yeah, we'll work on it tonight and we'll be back better for tomorrow.
You and KK had a pretty good battle for that second spot in the early stages for sure.
Yeah, we were definitely having some fun out there, so yeah, it was really fun.
Anybody to thank?
Yeah, all of Kiwi Motorsport, also both of my parents, yeah, for helping me out.
Cooper Shipman, your second place finisher. Now let's talk to our winner. Third career win, first one in the season. What changes did you make? Because you had a rocket ship, my friend.
I think it all just came together. I mean, we got a really good car. The crew put in a ton of work. And, yeah, it was one of those races. Felt really good.
Awesome. Anybody to thank?
The whole MLT crew is always Dr. Mike, my parents. I mean, always supporting me and believing in me. Yeah.
Congratulations. Alex Popoff, ladies and gentlemen, your winner.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake & Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street-legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and is getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
Welcome back to NOLA Motorsports Park. Ralph Shaheen and Ben Sissel with you. And Ben, we've got some more SVRA action.
That we do. What if I said a Porsche, a Corvette, and a Mustang walk into a bar on Bourbon Street? Sounds like a joke.
Yeah,
but here we go at NOLA Motorsports Park. That's Brian Thomas Himes in a 1989 Mustang GT. That's a special car to me because I had a 1989 Mustang as a teenager.
Okay.
Then that's Jason Golan in a 2018 Porsche Cayman, and Eric Ritchie in a big block 1967 Corvette.
All 427 cubic inches.
So Golan should definitely have the advantage through this section. And then we're going to see if Ritchie has anything for him down what is basically a drag strip here at NOLA Motorsports Park, that front straight. This might be the battle. Some American muscle, totally different ways to do it. You've got a 1989 302 running in Group 12 and a Group 6 big block Corvette. So let's see what these American muscle cars can do.
Can make a lot of great sounds, I can tell you that.
The Mustang should be a little bit more nimble, but not quite keep up with that Corvette down the straight.
Should be a lot better on the brakes as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more modern. These cars are almost equally spaced out in years. But we're looking right now at Jason Golan, 2018 Porsche, and then here's the Battle of America, Ford versus Chevy. Leave a comment. Who are you rooting for, Ford versus Chevy? I don't know. It's a tough one. I usually go Ford, but that's a very American livery on that 27.
See, I'm going with that bow tie all the way.
Ooh, look at that. Hanging a wheel, though, Eric Ritchie. Ritchie a little bit later on the brakes. That's the yellow Mustang. I'm sorry, Ritchie is the Corvette. Brian Thomas Himes is the 1989 Ford Mustang. They should have a 302 Boss in it.
They're sticking together pretty good, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
The Cayman pretty much became what the 911 originally was.
Yeah, a little bit more of an entry-level sports car. And
well, not just that, but I mean, the 911 grew into more of a GT,
a bigger
street car.
Yeah,
it got bigger in size and more of a grand touring type car, although quite the performer, obviously. Not taking anything away from it, whereas the Cayman, like you say, smaller, more nimble, kind of where the 911 was in, well, I don't know if you could say heyday, because I don't know if there's one era of the 911 that's better than this personal preference.
I have my favorite eras, but
yeah, it's kind of more personal preference.
Here we go.
Right?
Here comes a pass, Ralph.
Yeah, and the Mustang of Himes getting up the inside.
Can he hold it?
Yeah, he's got him for now.
It shook the building.
Yes, it did. And I loved it.
Yeah. Look at that big air scoop underneath. Two different wheels. You see that? Different wheels for the front than the rear.
I didn't know. I didn't notice until you pointed it out, but yes.
I do also love the Caymans, though. Like, of the modern Porsches, I feel like the last maybe 10, 15 years, Porsche has been in the SUV business.
Yes,
and they're kind of coming back to the sports cars.
Everybody's kind of been in the SUV business, haven't they? I mean, even Ferrari and Lamborghini and Aston Martin, everybody making them.
Jaguar.
Mm-hmm.
There are Mustang SUVs now.
Still struggle with that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think even our friend Jim Farley struggles with that.
Yeah. Well, he's a racer through and through, isn't he?
Yep. Look at that. It's great shots from the drone. That Corvette has just got to be a handful. Like, I'd love to have the in-car differences between the Porsche Cayman and that big black Corvette.
Yeah. Richie is getting to work out on his arms for sure.
It's a beautiful car, though. It's Porsche of Austin.
He's probably got the air conditioner going and working something on the satellite radio and doing all of that. Maybe the seat warmer if he feels like he needs a little massage going.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't know that they ran air conditioners sometimes, but I had to work Black Flag one day and yell at one of our Ferrari drivers, and I opened up the door, and we're like somewhere really warm, and this gust of air conditioning hits me, and all of a sudden I'm like, my first question to him is, do you have AC on in here? And it was just a funny thing. He was just in there just super comfortable. Again, a 2018 Porsche Cayman. Just beautiful lines on that car. Look at that Corvette, the slip angle of that thing. So your pick would be the Vet, huh?
I'm a Vet guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Camaros a lot as well, 69s, of course. But yeah, I've had a couple of Corvettes.
My mom and dad were both car guys. And my mom was a Porsche Mercedes, and my dad was a Vet all the way. He had a C6. It's a fun car to drive.
I had a C5 and a C7.
Have you driven the C8s?
I have, yes.
Big difference?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not going to say one is necessarily better than the other because I do miss the front engine Corvette. And I miss the big throaty V8 sound that comes with the front engine Corvettes.
But the mid-engine balance.
It's definitely different, yeah.
Yep.
And especially if you're going racing, which ultimately...
Which we're seeing here
what
with
they
the
were
Porsche.
thinking about, right?
Look at that big snorkel there on the front. I think that's just for driver cooling.
Yeah, I think
though.
he's just trying to get a little cool air in there for himself.
Hopefully he's not off-roading with it.
I was going to say either that or he's a Jeep guy and he's just used to having one there, right?
Yeah. Or maybe he knows something about NOLA that we don't. So there's a big swamp you can just fall into. But they're staying pretty close.
They are. This is a good, fun little battle to watch.
So you would think that Eric Ritchie, if he gets a good drive off of here, should be able to out-drag him.
He's doing it right here. He's going past him as we head to one. Cube 3 Architecture turn number 1 is going to see the Corvette out in front once again.
It really does. Ladies and gentlemen, it is. We're in the tower there that you can see on screen. It shakes the tower as it goes by. All right, come on, Brian Thomas Himes. He's here with us every year, as is Eric Ritchie. And these two race
together. Corvette is pushing. Look at that. They are leaning on him.
Mm-hmm. These two have a lot of experience together on track here at NOLA.
They better, because the way they're pushing each other, they're going to need to give each other a little bit of room. Yeah, Ben, the things you'll learn about me real quick is I like it loud. Loud looking, meaning wings and vents and slats and all that. Loud sounding, all the above.
Yeah, it really does. They call them the ground pounders, and it really does move. Even if you're out there taking photographs or just watching, there's something in your soul that shakes as the cars go by.
To me, that's important. You know, driving, racing, all of that. Whether you're driving your personal car or you're at the racetrack, I don't care how good the racing might ever get in Formula E, I'm always going to vote for a sprint car race.
Yeah. Look at the body roll of that. He is
Everything about it's rolling, right?
Yeah.
Rolling forward and rolling sideways at the same time, from side to side.
He is pushing it. So Jason Golan, he might be able to catch up to these drivers.
And then the surgical precision of the Porsche.
Yeah. Brian Thomas Himes. Now, all of these drivers have won. They took the green flag, so they've all won their class. So now it's just bragging rights out there. All of them are getting a red SVRA hat and a gold medal. The AP you see there is A production.
Right.
That means a big block Corvette. It's funny to think that a Chevy 350 is a small block Corvette.
Yeah.
As an MG guy who's
Yeah.
an 1800 cc, a 350 is a monster. Yeah. And
But
then that Mustang would be to the old standards of Trans Am of under 305.
Yeah. But think of what that small block Chevy did to the car world.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it allowed Chevrolet for years, GM, to keep the Corvette at a relatively affordable aspirational vehicle because they got producing that small block down to a science and made bazillions of them.
So much so that their 4.3 liter V6 is just 6 of the cylinder. They just lopped it off.
Yeah.
They did all this research trying to figure out how to perfect their V6, and somebody said, well, just take what we already do really well.
Yeah.
And
Why
just,
reinvent the wheel, right?
Take out 2 cylinders. And that's still one of their mainstays in Chevrolet.
Yes.
Coming around the quick turns, Jason Golan.
Cayman is a really fun car to drive, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, just really well balanced. Never. Oh, but here we go, Ralph.
These two are playing. The Corvette's slowing way, 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 way down. And pulling off. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. Maybe he's thinking I should have put a 350 in it. But, hey, right there's my hero, Eric Ritchie. Pulls off, knows the track well enough that I think he's pulled off in a place where we're going to be able to keep racing. I wish he'd have gone about 10 feet deeper.
Not sure he could have.
But I think we're going to be able to keep racing as the white flag comes out. The NOLA safety team going out to him. And you know what? Knowing Brian Thomas Himes, he's super disappointed. He wanted to continue this race. I had the GT convertible, but I've always liked the Fox bodies. But I was like Vanilla Ice rolling in my 5.0.
Robbie Van Sickle. Big moto guy, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good dude.
I've never met him, but if I did, I would be starstruck.
Oh, he's a riot. Came to a lot of Supercross races that we did.
Yeah.
Got to know Robbie pretty well.
Is smoke coming out of the back left there?
It's hard to tell with the color of the sky's gotten so gray around here tonight.
And those red eyes.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
I think that looks pretty cool.
But
gives
now
it kind of a hornet look, doesn't it?
Yeah. But without competition out there, he's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah,
Lost his motivation.
No sense in burning it all up. Need it again tomorrow.
So what is the AS? Is that A sedan?
A sedan would be my guess, yeah. Checkered flag.
White flag.
Oh, white flag. I'm sorry.
The Porsche
for
should be
Himes.
receiving the checker flag.
There we go with
picture
the
in
split
picture.
screen. getting late in the afternoon here, and the sky is darkening up. You think he's got those headlights on in the Porsche because he actually probably needs them.
Yeah, and it's not because the sun is going down, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the edge of a storm.
Checkered flag for Golan. He's going to take the winning class and the overall in the Porsche Cayman.
I wouldn't say that was easy for him because he was pushing that car, but the Porsches just always look so effortless.
They really do.
And that's the beauty of their design.
Yes. Hard to beat.
And I didn't get to speak to Jason, but it looks like he races in some kind of other Michelin series, so might just be out here for seat time. But there's Brian Thomas Himes, 1989 Ford Mustang.
Very popular, those Fox bodies.
Yeah, and now they're really hard to find. They became more popular after they were already sold, like as this, the second buyer popular.
Yeah.
Kind of like those Nissan 240s from the 90s. They became more popular with the second buyers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not one of those Chevy guys that just can't appreciate Ford or Dodge,
no,
right? Okay,
no.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've never really understood that. Like, I like all of them, and I just have favorites.
Yeah, sure. And here we go with Himes coming to the checkered flag in that Mustang. Hornet-looking machine. Those bright red eyes, the yellow and the black. Congratulations to him, second overall and first in class.
That was fun, though.
Yeah. No, I've always liked the fastback models. Be my favorite in the Mustangs. Well, there's a look at your results. We've got one more race to go for you this afternoon from here in NOLA, so we will be back in a few. For Ben Sissel, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Stay with us. More coming your way.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
We turn 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the VBox HD2 system.
Said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zone, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out. Miller, look out.
name's Titus Sherlock. I race in the FR Americas Championship for Crosslink Motorsports. It's really, I think, one of the best series to come out and try to develop yourself and get wheel to wheel with guys that are very good as well. It's very competitive, so it's a great series to be a part of. The goal is definitely to win the championship this year. Had a rough year last year. I think we should have been definitely closer to the championship than we were, and the goal is definitely to win. There's going to be a lot of fast guys here as well, so it's going to be tough, but that's the goal. Yeah, the split between the teams ultimately doesn't change my job. I just come here to try to win races and do my best. So everyone I was friends with before, I'm still friends with. Now we can't say as much to each other like after sessions and stuff, but we're still friends. I guess you could see it as a good in a way. Now that there's kind of, instead of one big powerhouse, there's two teams, and there's actually this year there's more teams joining as well. So there's a lot of drivers spread between 4 or 5 different teams that are quite competitive. So I think it's a net positive for everybody. My goal is still to win. It doesn't really matter what happens before. I didn't think it happened on race day, so the goal is always to win, and then if that's not possible, do your best and try to score as many points as you can. I believe in myself, and even if there's a tough day or a tough weekend, I know I can bounce back and perform at what I know I'm able to do.
I'm Jet Bowling. I'm 20 years old, and I'm racing Formula Regional Americas with Kiwi Motorsport. Yeah, second year, obviously we're hunting for the championship. We wouldn't be here if we didn't think we could win it, so that's the goal. I think Titus Sherlock, he only finished a 1.5 points behind me last year, and he's here, and I know Bruno Ribeiro, he runs some races, and Nico Ambiato runs some races last year. So I think, yeah, I had the most points, but I think there's definitely some quick drivers here. So this season I'm trying to be more aggressive. I've always struggled with that. I'm just kind of a nicer guy, I guess. Smile a lot, and it's hard to be mean on track, and you got to push people off here and there, get your elbows out. So I tell myself I'm going to be meaner, but yeah, obviously I want to be mean, but I want to win. But I'm not here to ruin any relationships at the same time. My dream has been endurance racing, whether it's IMSA or WEC, something like that. I love the hypercar racing. I love Le Mans. I love Daytona 24-hour. Those are such cool races to me. It'd be such a blessing to win those. But if I can get in an IndyCar, I'll be just as happy, So I think IndyCar, endurance racing is probably my goal right now. Scott's really good at, the race directing part. He almost acts as a coach just for all of us, just tells us what to expect, what not to expect. When I started first with F4 US, I was really, stressed out, but, his driver's briefings really helped me kind of calm down and, back myself that I know what I'm doing. All the people that go behind this, I know my parents, they're such a big impetus, my coaches, my mechanics, my engineers, I know they travel so far from, whether it's Spain or France or, even if it's down the road from here, they travel so far and they put so much hard work into it, they're working 10, 12-hour days, and I'm the one who gets to have fun driving a car. So, if I can put a smile on their face by doing good, then I'm going to try and do it as hard as I can.
Hi, my name is Mo Murray with Ligier Automotive North America, and we build race cars. I'm going to tell you about 3 types of race cars that race as the open wheel series at NOLA Motorsports. We have the newly renamed Ligier JFC Junior Formula Championship. We have F4 US, the FIA F4 Championship for the US, and we have Formula Regional Americas, the next level up from F4, covering all of the Americas. Let's go have a look at the cars. This car we're looking at here is the Ligier JFC car, newly renamed series, the Junior Formula Challenge. It's originally the Gen 1 F4 car, Ligier JSF 416, raced in the US in F4 from 2016 all the way through 2023. This car is similar to the others in that it has a full carbon tub, aluminum wing on this one, steel wishbones and suspension components, carbon crash structures front and back. Drivers in this series can race from the age of 14 years of age, which is great for drivers coming out of karting. It's a great opportunity for drivers to step into the world of car racing initially. This one has the same Honda engine as the Formula Regional car, except the regional car, of course, has a turbocharger. This makes about 180 horsepower. Very mild aero in this car, not a lot of aero help for the drivers. But the big difference with this car visually, to look at this car, is of course there's no halo. Now the halo was developed and conceived long after this car was invented, and so you cannot retrofit a halo onto these because of the structure of the tub. So that's how you can tell this car on track. It's older. It fully meets FIA safety standards from 2016 when it was born, but that did not include a halo. The new F4 and the Formula Regional car, of course, are halo cars, or as we call halo cars. Still a great platform for young drivers to step away from karting and into car racing as their first step. So F4 US, a very important championship in driver development, all around the world actually F4, but in the US a very important series for drivers looking to advance their way up the motorsports ladder. This is the latest F4 US car. It's called a Ligier JSF 422. Like the other cars, has a carbon fiber tub, comes from Ligier's sister company HB Composites. Carbon fiber nose box and rear crash structure. This one has the halo we talked about, so the halo's a FIA mandated safety device that stops intrusion into the helmet area, keeping drivers safe. V4 pushrod engine in the back of it, 1.6 litre, about 180 horsepower. Drivers in this car can race at 15 years of age, which is great for young drivers, again, climbing the ladder, karting, Ligier JFC, F4, and then all the way up to Formula Regional. Like I mentioned, V4 pushrod engine making about 180 horsepower. SVRA gearbox, again 6-speed sequential gearbox, operated of course with paddles on the steering wheel. Again, mild aero on this, a little more than the JFC car, but not as much as a Formula Regional car. This car will do, and it's geared at a big racetrack like Road America or someplace like that, about 152 miles an hour, which when there's a 15-year-old behind the wheel that's a big boy car. And these cars are very competitive. All around the world, drivers look to F4 in order to begin their journey up the motorsports ladder, and this is the US version of it, the Ligier JSF 422. So let's meet the Ligier JSF 318, Ligier's Formula Regional Americas car. This car is powered by a Honda turbocharged engine. It's essentially the same engine as the JFC car, but this one has a turbocharger, makes about 303 horsepower. It's prepared by Mountoon, great partners in the series, but originally was a Honda engine. SVRA gearbox, 6-speed sequential gearbox, paddle shifters of course for all of these. Plenty of aero help on this. Great view of the top side of the diffuser on the back of this. Carbon wings front and rear on this car. This car has a full carbon tub, which most race cars have these days. This carbon tub is made at HB Composites in Italy, a Ligier company. And of course, this car includes a halo, FIA safety device mandated for all cars built from 2018 and forward. This is a 318, and this is the top level of the open wheel series at Pirelli Motorsports. It's known as Formula Regional Americas, and these cars are compatible with and competitive with other Formula Regional series around the world, where lots of young drivers are going to earn their way up to F3, F2, and ultimately Formula One.
Some of the guys I've driven with in the series at ALMS have just come up to me. I've had some pretty big bear hugs. podium and we saw how many throngs of the people, we were just shocked, and we stood up there and people were shouting our name and we're waving, and we're like, oh my God, this can't be real. This just can't be real. It's top notch. It's really top notch. And again, some of the guys I've driven with in the series and ALMS have just come up to me. I've had some pretty big bear hugs. Well, you know what? I'm going to do my best. I finish my race, I'll be happy. I would say you can do it. Don't be afraid. If you've got an iron soul and you've got the determination and the bravado, you too can do this. I think so. I hope so.
I think if we were out here racing the last 2 years, I think we would have had something to say about that.
Ernie Francis Jr. of Florida wins for the Breathless Racing team. 7 for Ernie Francis Jr.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans that are happy to see me back here. Maybe not so much drivers, you know. I'm racing in TA and SVRA. I'm sure they're not happy about me being back out there. You know, they thought they got rid of me last time. But, you know, here we are again, so. Coming around the paddock again, it's a lot of fun, seeing a lot of old faces, a lot of friends that I've known over the years. So I really enjoy coming back here. Feels like home. You know, it felt a little rusty getting back in the car for the first time, but it clicked pretty good after the first session. So, you know, it's happy to be back around here. I still follow all the Trans Am socials, so I see what's happening up here all the race weekends. You know, I see Chris Dyson out there racking up the championships, getting awfully close to my amount of consecutive championships and race wins in the series. So, you know, hopefully I can come in here and at least hold them off for one more race right now.
Oh, fantastic stuff. As into the lead of the race goes Chris Dyson. Dyson's going to do it, and he takes the checkered flag and wins yet again.
At some point, the torch had to be passed on. You know, I moved out of the series, so of course somebody has to pick it up from there. And Chris does an excellent job. Their team is amazing. They put out good cars, and you know, he does a solid job on the track as well. You know, I think if we were out here racing the last 2 years, I think we would have had something to say about that. But you know, he's been doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to racing with him this weekend. I think a lot of the TA2 guys are pretty quick. Connor Zillage in TA2 has definitely been impressive, watching him come up through the ranks over the past year or two. You know, just won the race today in the TA2 class, so definitely impressive watching him come up. A lot of the TA guys, it's nice seeing the field grow a little bit. I think they're up to over 10 cars this weekend in TA, so it's pretty cool to see that.
Good start though by Ernie Francis Jr. Ernie Francis Jr. wins in Formula Regional.
Yeah, you know, spent the last last 2 years racing Indy Next, you know, making my my journey in open wheel racing. Had a lot of fun doing that. Spent 2 years in that series, racked up a podium, a few good finishes. Just had a lot of fun. The whole program that I was in the last 2 years with Indy Next was racing for Roger Penske's Race for Equality and Change in the IndyCar series. So, you know, there was a lot of pressure on me in that program, and then still carrying over to where I am now does that as well. You know, being a younger driver coming up from a diverse background, a lot of kids look up to me and see me racing out here, and they want to follow in my footsteps. So, you know, I think it's great, and I'm happy to be, you know, leading the pack on that. Yeah, you know, right now just doing some sports car racing. Going to be doing this weekend here, and then I'm running the Lamborghini Super Trofeo series in IMSA this year. So going to be doing the full season in that in the pro class. Going to be pretty fun racing sports cars again. Try to get into the IMSA driver market and see where I can go from there. It's my first time driving it in the practice session earlier today. I didn't get to run it in the test sessions yesterday, so just had to come to grips with it pretty quick. But put a lap that was good enough for P4, just about a second out of the guy that's fastest. And you know, we're on some pretty old tires there, so I think we'll be pretty good once we put some stickers on for qualifying. I think we haven't shown everything we got, so I think once we get out there in qualifying, we'll show the field what we have going on with us. So.
Challenger, his first ever chance of racing this car. We're on board with, oh no! Dyson was getting aggressive up the inside, but a little too aggressive, and he's taken Ernie Francis out in that beautiful Challenger. Look at Ernie. Ernie Francis Jr. has gone from the back to lead the race now. The last corner, and we'll see the checkered flag for the umpteenth time here at Sebring and win in SVRA as he has so many times.
Welcome to the NOLA SpeedTour here for the Ligier Junior Formula Championship Round 2. And I tell you what, Round 1 was unbelievable. We had Gaston Irasu, all the way from Uruguay, come through the field from about halfway through the grid and just absolutely dominated. But my friend here, Daniel Cará, in the number 10, with Brazil on the side, and you know, all my favorite soccer players from Brazil wear the number 10. He didn't have a great start. His clutch was failing, so he still somehow finished on the podium, but they have since replaced the clutch. He says it feels really, really good. I need to mention the Tenuta, FOPA, and Ambrosi wines, as well as the Work Hub as its sponsors. But you see Work Hub right here on the rear wing. But a big story from today, we saw it in the last race. So Max Mokaram, sorry I'm confusing the camera guy, I'm not going in the normal order you're supposed to. But I just want to talk about Max Mokaram here. Really very, very fast is Max Mokaram, but he's been having some ECU electrical gremlins. They feel like they have fixed the gremlins. So this team, watch for them to really move up because we know that he's super fast. Then we've got Kelsey Pinkowski back here. She had a little bit of an off in the last race, but we see here that she is going out in the brand new hand-cooked tires. We know that she's very fast, so look for her to move up. We were talking about Josh Griffith in the last race, and unfortunately with Jensen, he just started about 2 months ago. Our grid officials here heard him kind of scraping as he was coming up the grid, and you see this bottom tray down here. You can see Jensen working hard to try to fix that bottom tray, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to go out for the start. Hopefully he's able to rejoin here later on in the race. Like I said, he's only been racing for 2 months and doing really, really well. So happy to have him out here. Then we go to Harbir Das, starting third on the grid, the number 23 with the North Coast Medical Group. He's looking very relaxed there with Berg Racing. I've got Alex Berg here. Alex Berg's always one of my favorite drivers in years past. He absolutely dominated in these cars. Always know him as the pink helmet. Alex, when are you going to join the grid again?
I don't know. It'd be fun to join for a couple of rounds of JFC, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice. But I always love Alex Berg's style. The yellow glasses, very nice. Always fun to watch. Scuderia Buell just always brings some of the most beautiful cars. Augusta Pachetta, that's the best that I can do, guys. I'm so sorry. But we've got Uruguay, we've got Brazil, we've got Argentina represented here. So, you know, North and South America. Augusta had such a great start in the last race. What is your goal here for this race?
Well, we're going to keep pushing and building on what he's been doing. Yeah, it's a good experience for him. He's an inexperienced driver, but, I mean, he's showing that he has the speed and the potential and talent, and he just has to bring that out.
Nice. I love it. We know he's got the speed. We know he's got the talent. So watch out for him to move up. All of our South American fans out there, please leave us comments in Portuguese or Spanish. We're keeping up with that. Such here, super fast is Drew Such, St. Charles, Illinois with Berg Racing. Very fast, so look for them. They pulled out to the front on the last one. Now, Cash Felber, remember last time we were talking, he qualified, I think, 5th, but had to start, or qualified 4th, had to start 9th last time because of some tire penalties. But I want to mention Bio Longevity Labs, and we've got the Mind Body Matrix, Town Hall Restaurants, but long-time sim racer. Cash, how you feeling about this race?
Good, think we can get a podium.
Oh, look at that. Man, a few words said, good, we're going to the podium. I love it. Then Ava back here. Ava, this beautiful livery here. I just love the fit and finish of the car, the American and German flags on the side. So we're about to get going here. Another one of our past drivers here working. How does it feel to be back in the paddock with us, Mr. Clark?
Oh, it's lots of fun. I mean, coming here, working with Champagne Racing, we have a great roster of young drivers, and we're looking for good results today.
Nice. There you go. Matt Clark back with us. You know, once you leave the championship and you win the championships, you just can't get away from the paddock. We've got Bryson Morris here with us this weekend, Patrick Woods-Toth, Matt Clark, Alex Berg. So a lot of our kind of alumni still in the paddock. But Ralph, I'm going to send it up to you because this Ligier Junior Formula Championship Round 2, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Here with you alongside Dimitri Nolan. Dimitri, you just got done with a pretty good battle in your last race.
I did.
Yeah. And what did you think of the event that you were in?
It was a good race. Yeah, we had
some issues with my steering. I was having a little bit of understeer, but it was a good race overall. I had good pace. I just had a couple issues with my heating as well, so it was just like kind of an like okay car race, but a good like driver race for me at least.
Well, that's all right. Put it all together and have a great day tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
That was all a battle in our F4 US Championship. And now we're ready for the Ligier JFC Junior Formula Championship. How do you feel about this category, Dimitri?
I was in this category last year. It's good. It's very competitive. I like the cars. I like the track. It's just a good series.
This is the Ligier JS F416 chassis. And like all of our other categories, everybody's running the Hankook tires. It says the Honda Civic Type R 2-liter engine, normally aspirated, no turbo, serviced and engineered by Montoon, 160 horsepower in a car that, without the driver, weighs 1,235 pounds. So a good performing machine.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a very momentum car. It's like you got to make sure you keep your roll speed up, and like these cars don't have much acceleration, so you got to keep your speed up in mid-corner to get a good exit out of it.
It's our last race of the day, but not of the weekend, as we'll be back tomorrow with another round in each of our formula categories and another round in each of our SVRA categories. So some cars on the stickers and some just on the scuffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to see all the different tire strategies from the teams. It's really interesting.
How would you feel? What would you be thinking as you get to this point, as you take a look at the starting lineup here?
I like Harberdas a lot. I think Dinakara as well. They both have really been good this weekend. I think one of them could take it.
My thought was about the tires, though. If you had the
tires?
choice, would you go with the stickers or the scuffs?
The stickers? Well, it depends on what you did for the first race. But I would go stickers for this race. I would go. I went on scuffs for the first race and stickers this last one.
Okay.
That's just my personal preference, though.
Well, Gaston Irizu was pretty strong earlier on today. Daniel Cara, Harbier, Doss right there with him. They should all be strong here again.
Mm-hmm.
Track is pretty much completely dry now. We've seen still a few whispers here and there of some water, but boy, it's way, way, way better than we ever thought it was going to be today.
Oh yeah, this track has some serious draining problems with water. There's still a little bit in turn 1 and turn 8 on the exits, but other than that, the track is completely dry.
Janetta Pace car leading the field around. Yeah, there have been massive amounts of rain throughout the day, just sitting off in the Gulf. And as it's come up towards New Orleans, it just seems to have either dissipated or split, and it's just going right around us on either side. So incredibly lucky.
Oh, yeah.
There's more out there headed this way from Texas, which could get here tonight, could get here tomorrow, or might not happen at all like today. So we'll play tomorrow out, and however those cars are handed to us then.
I'm hoping no rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Well, the pace car is off, so we'll be looking to go racing here.
These cars are really fun to start. It's just full throttle, nothing but it's like the best feeling ever.
Plenty of bite on the front straightaway. No issues with the surface over there for the start?
Nope, should all be good. Maybe a little bit on the very right side.
This will be a standing start. Irizu rolling into position. Car 42, there's the 23 machine. That's Harbir Das.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. Might be an aborted start. Uh-oh, Drew Such.
Yeah, Drew Such. 28.
Maybe some miscommunication between the driver and the wall.
Pace car's rolling back out.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go around again and line them up.
Unfortunate. But the drivers can take this opportunity to get more heat in their tires before the start.
Don't have to worry about too much heat building up with these cars just sitting there.
No, it takes more than like a minute to get these cars overheated. These cars mostly, once you pull to the grid, you turn them off, and then once a 5-minute warning comes off, that's when you fire it up, and it's perfect. You can just get all the temps up just in those 5 minutes. Uh-oh. Whoa. Yeah. I definitely try to get a burnout in there too.
Get a little heat in those rears.
Yeah. The rears are probably what takes the most time to heat up in these cars.
In normal conditions, how many laps do you have to get before the Hancooks are right where you want them?
These cars, I mean, if you're pushing as hard as you can right out the gate, it should be just 2 or 3. 3 is probably like when if you're on stickers, that's when peak type performance is there, but it just depends on how you warm them up. If you're going as hard as you can, then it'll just be a couple laps.
That looks like it's the only corner here that maybe has a little bit of bank to it.
Yeah, there is some off-camber stuff on the inside, but that's I think that's it. I think it's just that corner.
Yeah, not really anything you can lean into.
No, you really don't use that much on the entrance, but then on the exit, you're not really even close to that at all. You wash out pretty wide for that at full pace, and then you push back to the outside for the next corner. Yeah, a lot of rain on the exit of that corner. Do not want to go off there. We're not playing the first race.